I'm extremely honoured to be named club captain, and it's been one of my huge goals moving forward.
The Raiders Awards ceremony last year, you take out your third back-to-back Malmaninga medal, I think, and got named captain. Did a great speech. What was that moment like to know that you were leading your side? I saw you got like a bit emotional.
Nervous, emotional, thanking everyone that's been on the journey, but also reflecting on my journey as well. That's probably why I got emotional, where I've come from. If we were having this chat 10 years ago, I'd be very different. I wouldn't be able to do it, but to be fair, it was just, a bit of reflection. The boy and the expectation that was put on me as a young age, that really struck me, especially speaking those words and becoming captain and seeing where I come from.
To my beautiful wife, Kirsten, and my beautiful daughter, Ailua, I want to thank yous. You are my why. Why I'm the man I am, and and you pushed me to be a better father and a better husband.
Your wife, Kirsten, I've seen her interviewed before, and she said she saw potential in you from a young age. Yeah. Did you see that in yourself?
I've always fancied myself as a player, but to have someone that has that unwavering, confidence in me more than I probably had is really refreshing. And I'm the same with her and her work. I have more confidence in her probably than she has in herself. So we kind of rub off on each other.
So you've been together, what, over 10 years?
Yeah, around 10, yeah.
And she's, like, do you think about where your life would be without her?
I don't think I'd be where I am. I've openly chatted about, loved the pokies, loved drinking, was spiraling a bit when I was at Newcastle. That was probably like just when I met her. But then once we kind of locked in and wanted to get serious, she put her foot down and said, we're not having that. Which is what I needed at the time. I needed someone to tell me, mate, you're not unbeatable.
Sounds like you don't want to get on her bad side.
She's brutally honest, but that's what I like. With anything I do, especially with stick, I want them to be honest with me. Coaching stuff helps me get better. I think as well, though, in my development, I wasn't that person back in the day. I had an ego. I didn't want to get told I was having a bad game or doing stuff wrong. That's something I've grown into as well.
And there is, in game 200, proud Maori heritage, Joe Tapine with his wife, Kirsten, their daughter, Ailua.
Just on your wife, I've seen you do plenty of interviews I've watched in the last couple of weeks, and whenever you seem to talk about her or your little baby girl, you seem to get quite emotional. Like
yes.
I'm not trying to make you cry now, but you seem like a big softie.
The boys said, I bet you once they mention Bubba or Kirst, you'll probably cry, but they're a huge part of my life, obviously. After Bubba was born, that's solidified why I do what I do and why I'm the provider I am for them.
You mentioned stick. You mentioned your wife. There was obviously the infamous moment a couple of years ago where she got stuck into Ricky on Instagram. But how did that change your relationship with Ricky? You changed it for the better,
huge.
right?
We always had a good relationship, me and Stick, but like I said, with that brutal honesty, that probably brought it forward a bit more. He can come to me now, and whenever he wants, text me, says I need this or I need you to do that, and it's easy now, where before I was probably hard to coach. And,
that ego thing.
That ego thing, Some people don't want to be wrong, and that's something I had to work on as well. So I'm grateful it happened, even though it was in the media.
So at the time, but there was a time where you thought, I'm probably done here.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I did too. Yeah, I thought after that I might be on my way. Thankfully not. I love this club, and I've probably played the rest of my footy here. But at the time, I thought maybe I'm not wanted. And for me, that's a huge part of when I play. I want to play for someone that wants me.
How do you repair those kind of relationships? Because we see so much in rugby league, it becomes untenable. Guys have bust-ups with coaches and they're gone. How do you go about repairing it with a guy like Ricky? And I imagine you're both pretty stubborn.
Yeah, I think me and Stick, the thing with me and Stick, we're similar people. And we just needed to sit down and have a chat, man to man.
How have you seen Ricky kind of develop and change as a coach? Because I imagine, 20 years ago, he was probably pretty...
I've heard stories about him back at Cronulla. After losses, they're straight off the plane running on the field. So, but I can see him changing and having more belief in our leadership group and us taking charge in some of the areas of us getting better.
And Ricky Stuart absolutely loves it with the Canberra Raiders fans. The emotion on the sideline right now is electric.